Hello, everybody. My name is Todd Hoff, and I will be your instructor this summer for your online statistics course. And I wanted to take you through a basic introduction of things you need to know for the course this summer. So, first of all, everything you'll need for the course is going to be split between a couple of different sites. Blackboard, of course, being one of them. That is our official learning management system. In Blackboard, you are going to find several things. First, you'll see information on the syllabus and the instructor, which of course is me. Syllabus, you can pull that up and view it anytime you'd like, right in Blackboard. Working a little slow now. And feel free to go through that on your leisure. This is a statistics course. The textbook information and all that is out there. Make sure you get, if you are buying from the bookstore or buying on your own, it's not actually a hard copy of a textbook. It is access to MyMathLab. So make sure you're buying that. A used textbook is not going to work for this course because you need that access to the online MyMathLab. If you want to buy a used textbook on your own as extra, so you have a hard copy to look at, that's fine. But this course actually uses an ebook in MyMathLab, which I'll show you. Supplies, other than that, you are going to need one of three things. You'll either need to be able to use a TI-84 graphing calculator. If you have that, that makes the class a lot easier, but I realize it's also $120 or $130. I don't expect you to pay that, but it would make life a lot easier if you do happen to have access to one. There are services out there where you can buy an online subscription to them for a lot cheaper. Those are acceptable as well. You could also use Microsoft Excel, which is available to you through the school. You can get the online version through our apps page when you do the My Campus. One of the weaknesses with that is to do statistics, it requires a data analysis tool pack. And if you're using the online version, you might not be able to, well, you won't be able to install that on the online version. It's an add-in. On your private version, sometimes depending on your licensing from the school, people have struggled to install that as well. So in MyMathLab, they have a third option for you. StatCrunch is actually right in MyMathLab. When I do, there's a MyMathLab video that's going to come up in a little bit. I will have show you where StatCrunch is. And in each of the weekly videos, I will actually give you a brief little thing on how to use StatCrunch in MyMathLab. So those are the competencies for the course right there, your basic statistics competencies, and the grading information. Now, being a summer class, this gets accelerated a lot. This is 16 weeks of class squeezed into 8 weeks. So every week in the summer is 2 weeks. So instead of being one homework and one quiz every week, there's going to be 2 homework assignments and 2 quizzes every week. And those are typically going to be due on Mondays and Thursdays. So each week gets split up into 2 weeks. So there's going to be 2 due dates every week. So make sure you're on top of those. Grading scale is the standard college grading scale. And from there, if you need any help, please let us know. We do have tutors available even in the summer session. But in the summer session, it might take time to arrange them. So if you think you're going to need a tutor, please let us know right away. And so we have time to get that arranged before you get behind in the course. And so I'll let you go ahead and read through the rest of that on your own. Scrolling down from the syllabus, you see the instructor information. That's just how to get a hold of me. My name is Todd Hoff again. You can all call me Todd. Email is the best way to contact me. I won't be in the office since it's summer, so my office phone does have a voicemail that forwards to my email if you need to call that, and I will get back to you. But email, like I said, is the most reliable way to contact me. If you need to meet, obviously it won't be a schedule published since I'm not on campus, but I am available. I'll be checking email periodically throughout the day, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 p.m., usually Friday. I'm usually 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., and then Saturdays and Sundays are my family time, so I do try to avoid checking email on those days. I will occasionally check email on a Saturday afternoon if it's getting close to the end of the semester. Otherwise, I will catch up on Monday morning, so please be patient with that. If you need to meet, since I won't be on campus, we can always set up a Teams meeting. So send me an email and we can arrange a Teams meeting. I'll just send you a link back as to how to meet with me there. And then above that, there's an introductory video. Right now you can see that's hidden from students because that's the video I'm making right now. This video, a copy of this video will appear there, and I will put it in the announcements so you can see it there as well. Getting to know your classmates. So this is just a discussion board post. This is totally non-graded, and I will not monitor this. The only time I would ever look at this is if I have a complaint from a student that somebody has been mean or inappropriate in there. This is your place to discuss. Since you're not in a classroom together, you can feel disconnected from your classmates. This is your place to go ahead. I recommend you go in there, maybe post, hey, here's my free times. If anybody wants to set up a chat or a Teams meeting or group phone call, whatever, you can connect with each other in there. Or if you want to post a question for your classmates to answer, you can post it there. Hey, can anybody help me with this topic or this type of question? Again, if you want me to answer the question, that's not the place for it. Send an email directly to me because, as I said, I will not monitor this discussion. That is simply for you to work with your classmates. Then this next one, before you start the course, currently hidden, but technology requirements. Being an online course, you are required to have regular access to internet and a computer. There will be, like I said, 4 assignments due every week. And actually a few extra ones due in the last week of the course. So plan accordingly. If you're going to be going on summer, I know there's going to be traveling and vacations. Make sure you either have access to an internet connection while you're traveling or work ahead. All the assignments are open. If you want to do them all in the first week and get done with the course, you can. But not having an internet connection or whatever will not be an excuse for late assignments. Make sure you have a backup plan. Laptops and computers crash. There are lab computers at any of our campuses, or make sure you have a second computer or a friend with a computer or a local library as a backup plan in case something like that happens. My Math Lab, there will be a video here as well, not completed yet, that'll give you instructions on how to access My Math Lab. My Math Lab is the management system, the online management system where all of your homeworks, quizzes, and tests will be completed in that system. And actually, that one's not the video. This is the written instructions here. So you can see this is the link. You can copy and paste it, or I'll show you how to type it in later. This is the ID for this course. So when you get to My Math Lab and you go to register for this course, you will need that course ID so that My Math Lab knows what course and what instructor you are signing up for. And then just below that, video instructions. Again, that's where the video will actually occur. All of the actual then coursework and assignments appear down here in course content. So if you click on that, you'll open up a series of folders. First is the class schedule that tells you what our topics are in each week. Now notice it says week 1A and week 1B. So again, summer course, accelerated, 2 weeks are being squeezed into 1. So a week is only going to be 3 or 4 days long in this semester, in this summer. So the first week is actually only 4 days, going from June 9th to June 12th. So that's Monday through Thursday, and there's going to be assignments to complete there. The first assignment is actually due June 10th. That is this preliminary assignment right here. So make sure you get in there, get set up. Basically what it is to make sure that you're into My Math Lab and you know how to use the system and everything's working for you. Each week then, for each half week, there will be an instructor video lecture. You can click on that and you'll have one or more links to YouTube videos that I have created. This is the video, you click on that link, or sometimes they don't link real well. You might have to copy and paste them into the browser to get them to come up. And you can see it's going to take you to YouTube, and there's a video. So this one's a little over an hour long.
Everybody.
Going through the material for the first week.
Utility costs.
So I would recommend you view those early in the week, or early in the half week, I guess, for summer, so that you can be familiar with the material. That is a great way to learn the material. Also, then the practice homework. Each week there will be a practice homework. Each half week, The first one due June 12th. That is Thursday, so that's really quick in the semester. That's Thursday of the first week. And then there's also a quiz due for each half week. And that is also in My Math Lab, and I'll explain how those work once we get to the My Math Lab video. And then you can see that there's optional interactive videos. This is stuff that goes over the material in a little bit different way. These are created by a content expert from another institution, so maybe the way I explained it doesn't work for you. Those might be helpful. I don't have much control over those, so some of them might go out of service or whatever. Please let me know if any of them aren't working, and I'll see if I can replace them with new ones. And then study aids, copies of the PowerPoints that I used and study guides in some cases for tests. If you want to have the PowerPoints and make your own notes on them, you have those there that you can download and use. And then, of course, week 1B, it's still the first week of summer, but it's the second set of assignments. It goes from June 12th to 16th. That is a Thursday through a Monday. So you have a second set of assignments due during that first week. Again, make sure you're working ahead. Things get busy in the summer, and once you get to about week 2B, we're going to hit probability, which is where people start to bog down a little bit. The assignments get a little more difficult. If you're sitting down at 9 o'clock the night they're due and think, I'm going to crank out the homework and quiz that's due at 11:59 p.m., the first couple half weeks that might be okay, but there's going to hit a point somewhere around that week 2B where you hit probability and you're not going to have time to finish it up. It's going to take considerably more time once we hit those topics. And then, of course, the first test is coming up. I believe it's week 3B is your first test. So halfway through the third week is going to be a start to review for test 1. Unit 1 will end halfway through week 3. And you can see that goes all the way down through week 8B. Week 8B contains what we call HIT, high impact assignments. These are required and they are high points. If you don't do those assignments, it is basically impossible to get an A in the course. So make sure you don't ignore those. Those come after the final exam, but what those are is those are topics and problems that are almost too long or too big to put on an exam. So rather than putting on the exam, they're a separate assignment after the final exam. Do not miss those. It will severely damage your grade if you do. So that's enough on that section. Other places you should always check. You should be checking announcements. You can see there will be announcements here right now that have to be redone yet for summer, but those will appear there, and you'll get a notice and you log into Blackboard if there is a new announcement. And then the grade book where it'll show your grades. Right now there's no students enrolled, but you can see all the grades are listed, and the due dates and stuff are there with those grades as well, so you can keep track of when things are due. The Blackboard gradebook is the official gradebook for the course, so make sure you are checking that for your grade. That is pretty much it for the basics of this course. Be watching. There will be another video that comes out here in a little bit on how to get access to My Math Lab and how to navigate My Math Lab. I'm looking forward to working with all of you this summer. Please feel free to start early if you're viewing this and it's not June 9th yet. The assignments are all open, so go ahead and get registered in My Math Lab and get started. Please let me know if you need anything, and have a great summer.